G'day everyone, it's Justin and Matt, a couple of dads again from Australia, coming to you today from a 2017 Honda Civic RS Turbo sedan. Now mate, you've had a quick drive of the new Honda Civic. This is the 10th generation Civic. Give us your thoughts. What do you think?
Well, when you first told me that we were getting this car, when you mentioned the word and the name Civic, it brought me back to the early days of my driving journey. The 90s, early 90s, the Civic.
Me too, actually. Me too.
It did bring back memories of that little pocket rocket vehicle, the VTEC screaming, and that performance-focused Honda, which Honda in the 90s were the pinnacle of those sort of hot hatch.
Well, they used to call it the Japanese BMW, wasn't it?
Yes.
It's like, something with a VTIR badge was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah,
fun
exactly.
To drive. Yep.
Exactly
Had
right.
The VTEC, you rev it out, and it just was lovely, wasn't it?
So, the noise was just screaming. So this being the 10th generation, when I first saw it, thought, okay, it's evolved a lot. Yeah. And it definitely has.
Yeah.
It's more grown up. It's still got that sporty aspect.
Yeah.
But it's definitely grown up. It looks like they've gone for a slightly different focus.
This new 10th generation Civic comes with a 1.5 litre turbo 4-cylinder engine now. It has 127 kilowatts at 5,500 RPM, 220 newton meters between 1,700 to 5,500 RPM. But it also comes with the dreaded CVT.
I got that in the family car.
Have
I
you?
hate it. Not saying so that's in a different model vehicle.
Yeah.
It's not as painful in this car. But I think I'd like it more if it was a traditional automatic or even a manual. A traditional automatic vehicle, I think, would make this a little bit nicer to drive for what I'm looking for. But it's not too bad.
Yeah.
I think they've done a good job with the CVT.
Yeah, that's right. I think this car's got more of a luxury sport feel about it, hasn't it?
It does.
It's fully equipped. It's got the leather seats and everything, but there's still a bit of sportiness about it. I found driving the car though, the engine is a bit muffled by the CVT, isn't it? It's like there's a lot of torque, I suppose, mid-range torque, and that's the sweet spot in this engine. It's not like the VTECs of old where you have to really rev it out to actually get it to go.
Yeah.
You could actually rely on that mid-range torque to kick it along.
You can.
So, yeah.
Having that extra, the turbo on there, they've tuned it well.
Yeah, and I suppose, I mean, with the CVT too, like there is a benefit to fuel economy, things like that. I think this thing does about 6 litres per 100 k's combined, which is pretty good. And I don't know if you've noticed, but mate, the car's growing. Like, this doesn't feel like a small car anymore. It's got a huge boot. It's got plenty of room in the back.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel like a small Civic anymore, does it?
I would say this is a mid-sized vehicle. Well, it looks like that to me.
Yeah.
Even if it's classified as a small car, it doesn't feel like a small car. It's got good room.
Yeah. Mate, the other thing I noticed about it too, like, it's very refined, isn't it? The ride quality and the handling of it.
Yeah.
I think it's really good.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. That to stand out, the ride is it's really nice.
Yeah, it soaks up the bumps really well. It's very controlled in the way it goes around the corners.
Yeah.
No, they've done a pretty good job with this thing too.
Yeah. Steering's pretty good as well.
It's nicely weighted, isn't it? Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Tech-wise, mate, it's come loaded with a lot of stuff in it. You've got a 7-inch touchscreen here, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto as well. You can't get nav on the RS model, but if you've got your iPhone or whatever it is, you can get the maps up pretty easily on it. One I think it's a really good feature. When you indicate to the left, the camera in the left-hand side, for Australia I suppose, we're right-hand drive,
Yeah.
but there's a camera in the left-hand mirror that actually comes up on the screen that shows you what's going on the left-hand side of the car.
That's good.
That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
They're nice touches.
Yeah, nice. I mean, some of the other nice touches it's got too. It's got, walk-away locking as well. It's got DAB. Okay, safety-wise, it's got the standard sort of features to it, but it's got ABS. There are a couple of little omissions which I think for the price of the car kind of should have, like auto autonomous braking. It doesn't have lane departure warning. It doesn't have, where I think some of the upper models in the Civic range do have it.
Yep.
Like this car here, 31,790 for the sedan. There's a hatch version of the RS that's just come out, which is about 32,990, and these are plus on-road costs as well. Very similar to the cars that we've tested before, like the Elantra SR Turbo and the Mazda 3 SB25, isn't it? So, yeah.
So it's up against stiff competition in that market segment.
Yeah.
They're both very capable cars.
Yeah.
The build quality on here is very good as well, but Honda have always been known for that, and they seem to have continued that.
Yep.
Which is good, I think.
One kind of thing that bugs me a little bit about the car, the ergonomics. Like putting underneath this console here, like the ports to actually plug things in, like electricity and USB and stuff like that. It's a little bit awkward, I suppose.
Yeah. And the switch gear, I think they could have used a better material on the steering wheel buttons.
Well, it has got that soft touch button there for the volume and that.
I think it's a nice touch, for sure.
Yeah.
Just when I press the buttons, I think they could have used a high quality material. But that's semantic stuff, really. It's still functional and easy to read. So.
But I think it's pretty well equipped for the price too. I mean, it's got heated seats, electric on the driver's side, leather, sunroof is standard on the RS as well. It's pretty well equipped. One omission though, which is a bit of a pet hate for me, there's no lumbar support on the driver's side.
You can feel it.
Yeah.
You definitely feel it. I can feel it now.
Yeah, I took it for a bit of a long drive and I felt it, the lack of it. So
yeah, it would be nice to have that. I mean, besides that, the seats are actually really well built. They're comfortable.
Mate, it comes with a 3-year, 100,000k warranty, which compared to some of the other manufacturers that have like 7, 5, even 3-year unlimited k warranties, probably could be a little bit better, I suppose. So,
but hopefully, I mean, if I look at it in another way, 3 years warranty. Hopefully, they're backing their product and the longevity of it to say that we've built a good car. That's enough.
Yeah.
And it will continue going. I mean, Honda's are renowned for their reliability as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
So,
Formula One technology,
Yeah.
That's the thing about it, isn't it? That's what they said in the 90s. That
Yeah.
Okay, mate. You've had a drive of the Civic. Give us your thoughts.
I think it looks good. It's grown up well. The front end is nice. I like the styling pack that the RS has.
Yep.
I like the colour. I like blue cars, so I like the colour. It's actually very nice. Nice room inside. Drives well. Gearbox is livable. Not my preference. I would like a traditional auto or a manual, but it's pretty good for a CVT. I like the tech. It's something that you need to get used to, I believe.
Yeah, you'd probably have to read the owner's manual a little bit.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, that's something, we just have to get used to. I like the features that it does have, turn left, comes up on the screen. Yeah. And I think it's a pretty good looking car for the segment, up against some stiff competition with the Mazda 3 SP and the Elantra. But it's great, we've got lots of choice. Yep.
I think, mate, having some Hondas in the 90s, like you and I both had, it's really a return to form by Honda. I reckon it still has that lovely sort of, precise feel about it.
Yeah.
It feels, like I say, like a bit like a Japanese BMW, doesn't it? The size of it, you know, it's growing, but then again, so have we,
Yeah.
I suppose. So
Exactly.
that's all right. But mate, they've done this really well. I mean, you know, the only negatives for me, you're right, the transmission could be better. Lumbar support, you know, I'm getting older and wider. I could do with a bit more lumbar support, I suppose. But
yeah.
apart from that, mate, it's a good package. Like it's a luxury sport type of vehicle, isn't it? It's not really sporty, but luxury sport. It does that job really, really well. So
I think they've nailed that.
yeah,
If that was the
mate,
design brief, they did well.
Mate, that last question we always ask: X factor.
Yeah.
What do you reckon? You park this car, would you look back at it?
Yeah. Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I would too. It's got a certain style about it, hasn't it? It does stand out amongst the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah. Well done, Honda.
Yeah,
They've
well done,
well.
Honda. It's good. Just want to put a great big thank you to our friends at Honda Australia for the loan of the Civic today. And also, again, keep saying thank you very much to everybody out there for keeping our views up. I mean, it's just skyrocketing now, which is great. Pretty good for a couple of dads.
Yeah.
So we just want to put a great big thank you, and we'll see you next time.